Julia Ward Howe was born on May 27, 1819, in New York City and died on October 17, 1910, in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. She was active in many social causes including women's rights and slavery, and troubled many people with her religious views. She was a descendant of Reverend Williams. As a child, she was an avid reader and knew Dickens, Longfellow, Charles Sumner, and Margaret Fuller. In 1843, she married Dr. Samuel Gridley Howe. He was 20 years her senior. In 1829, he founded what would become the Perkins School for the Blind. On their honeymoon, they met Florence Nightingale. She asked them if an Englishwoman could be allowed to devote herself to works of charity in hospitals as the Catholic sisters do. Noting if that would be a dreadful thing? He replied, "My dear Miss Florence, it would be unusual, and in England whatever is unusual is apt to be unsuitable, but I say to you, go forward if you have a vocation for that way of life, act up." Theirs was a violent marriage. Samuel attempted to inhibit her liberal views and causes. Her husband controlled, resented, and at times mismanaged her financial inheritance and held the notion, prevalent at the time, that a woman's place was in the home. He forced her to remain in the marriage by threatening to keep her from their 4 children. She managed to become self-educated while learning several languages and published an abolitionist paper. Freed from the marriage upon her older husband's death in 1876, she set up shop on Beacon's, Boston, Massachusetts, where she immersed herself in a busy social life while writing, lecturing, and organizing women's clubs wherever she went. Upon her husband's death, she wrote in her journal, "This is the start of my new life today." She was active in abolition, women's rights, prison reform, and education. She was in the Sanitary Commission during the Civil War and wrote the words for the Battle Hymn of the Republic. She proclaimed Mother's Day in 1870, a day of peace. That original suggestion was based on the work of Anna Jarvis, from West Virginia.